John, just a lineup question for you. Gavrikov, does he draw in tonight?
No.
He does not. Okay.
Another lineup question. Nuvara, is he available today?
No.
Same lineup then as, I guess, a week and a half ago?
Yeah, this is the only time I'm talking about the lineup. So
Okay.
don't ask me in between games. Yes, same lineup.
Okay.
That'll get rid of some of the questions really quickly.
From a distance, it looked like Riley Nash had a rough start to the season and then came on. How did it look up close, and what has he been doing better?
Yeah, he is. There were some struggles early on. I think the past 2-3 months, the way he reads the game, he's just a smart positional player. He has played really well, and we have found a really good spot for him. I think that line has played well, and he makes up for a little bit of lack of foot speed with how smart he is as a player, and has played against some top lines and has done a really good job. So he's really come on here at an important time of the year.
John, in your experience over the years, the rest versus rust argument, doesn't seem to be a definitive answer to it, and I think we can debate it all night long. But what can you do as a coach to get everyone going as early as possible tonight against a team that's probably going on adrenaline from Game 7?
Yeah, it is there isn't an answer to the question. We tried to, Pierre, as best we could to simulate game situation. Had a scrimmage game, brought people in. Did a lot of different things in our practices. You just can't simulate emotion, and I think that's what playoff hockey is about. It's not a lot of X's and O's. It's about playing in the areas, handling the surges, all different things that happens in the games. We're going to experience it early. I hope we're ready. I can't guarantee how it is. 8 or 9 days off. I think we can say all the right things, as I'm trying to do right now, but it comes down to the players being mentally ready. To me, it's not a physical readiness, it's a mental readiness as far as ready to elevate or compete to start a series.
Yeah, John, that's actually kind of off of that question about over the past week since the last series ended, you've spoken at length about mental readiness and sharpness with that kind of length, and not wanting to accept that we're good now. We won a series. Things are good. You wanted them to reject that theory and move on. In the conversations the last couple of days with the team, did you get that sense from them that they're ready for more?
Yeah, and again, I think they are. I mean, they look like they are. I think they've been attentive. In a situation for our team, Columbus, not a whole bunch of experience in winning series, obviously, and I'm glad they felt good about themselves after winning our first series. I'm glad they had a couple of days to enjoy it. It's just, where is it now as far as, because if you give just a little bit as far as your readiness mentally and what you're going to have to do in this series, which is going to be even amped up even more as far as competing and being able to do the things, if you give a little bit, you're in trouble. And so this is some of the experience that we're going to go through. And for a lot of guys, it's different. It's going to be a different situation. But it's something we can control. That's the good part of it. You can control that as far as your readiness. So I'm hoping our guys understand the magnitude. I hope they revel in it and not be afraid of it. And let's just get going. I look forward to a great test for us here. And not so much we have a tremendous amount of respect for the opponent, but it's a great test for us as far as how we go about our business here.
John, I want to ask you a question about Alexandre Texier. He's still a kid. He played in Europe, played briefly in the American Hockey League. At the end of the year, what's the thing that convinced you that you were able to use him during a crunch time?
Well, it was even prior, before him coming to North America, as far as our people watching him, seeing how that he has grown. Jarmo filled me in for months prior, as far as all our players, as far as how they're going about their business and developing. He stepped foot onto the American League team there in Cleveland for a couple of weeks and just played that good. we had some struggles or some inconsistencies with some of our players in our lineup. And Yarmo and I talked, and I made no bones about it. I don't care what the age of the kid is or the lack of experience. If he's playing that good, let's bring him here. And we all talked. We made the decision to bring him. And we've put him in situations that he's not afraid of a damn thing as far as the situations we've put him in, and has thrived. So it was kind of a nice boost for us, getting some fresh blood into our lineup that started producing for us right away.
John, your guys were saying before game one last round that your message really seemed to resonate about not taking a step back. Now, as you've taken a step forward here, will the message be different tonight to them?
Well, I'll give it to you in general terms. I'm not going to give you my message. I do think, which is very important for us right now, is that we can't look back. We have to be looking this way at our next round, if I can put it in that term. I think we're facing a different situation with this team versus the Tampa team, and I'm not going to expound upon that, but I think we have certain things that we're going to have to improve on. And I shouldn't say improve, but have to even have a more readiness as far as get it to another level when we play against the Bruins versus Tampa. And so those are some of the things we've already touched upon a little bit with tape work. But we'll try to hammer home that message tonight as we get ready to play game one.
John, over here. There's two sides of the coin of the time off, extended time off thing, and one of them's physical. Is there any way you can tell at this point how beneficial having a week plus off is physically for you guys, or is that something you can tell as the series maybe goes along?
Well, for some guys, they were banged up through this. Before the series started, and some of them it progressed into a spot they were getting worse during the series. So that certainly helps the rest. I do believe the nicks and just the pains and not really injured people, the soreness. I think in playoff hockey, I think that makes you more ready to play. So that's where you debate this rest. Versus coming off as the Bruins go through a 7-game series. These are elite athletes. I don't think he can even bring into the equation it's about being tired, because I don't think they will be. This isn't about a physical tired. This is about a mental readiness, as I've tried to talk about all along. That's where I think they have the advantage going into one here, because we're not sore. We're not in that state of mind. You simply can't be when you have 8 days off. Coaches try to make it happen, but you can't. We played that scrimmage game. There wasn't a body check thrown, and I don't expect them to throw a body check, because what if something stupid happens in that situation? So we're not there. It's up for us as a group to get it somehow there before the puck is dropped. I think as the series gets going, yeah, we'll get there, but we can't wait. The team is too good we're playing against here, and so that's the part that I'm anxious to see if we went about it the right way and we're ready to do that.
John, what do you like, and things change, I get it, but what do you like about Foligno in the middle and also Foligno with Anderson on the right side, like those two together? What is it about those two together that you like?
Yeah, it gives me some balance in the middle. Nick can play both wing and middle. It gives me balance right on through our lineup with our centers, all four of them. And with Nick and Andy together, you have some grind to it. You have some physical play. I think they read off one another very well, and I think I think Texier on the left side has really complemented them very well with a lot of skill, and a guy that's not to be afraid to be hit or hit. So it gives you a little bit a line that has some skill, but also can grind and play against top lines of opposing teams. So and so it's nice to have that utility of Nick, to have him in there and be able to do the things under the hash mark defensively, as a center iceman has to do, but also with his skating ability, get in on the forecheck also. So it's been a good line. I hope it remains good, because it gives us an opportunity to compete better in the series here.
Last year was a pretty good year for me, and it's, every season is different. Every team kind of gels together differently. You need different guys that kind of get into different roles and buy into the system. And last year it just so happened where we had so many injuries up front in like a 2-month span, and so different guys had to step up. And it wasn't just me. There was a lot of other guys that played really good hockey. So last year was a good year, but just focusing on this year and trying to keep building and keep developing and hopefully be a contributor down the stretch here.
Who helped you this season early on, especially when things were struggling? Yarmo, was it teammates? Was it Torts? Is there anybody that sort of...
They were all good. Torts has kind of let me do my thing. I think he knows that it wasn't a lack of care, or it wasn't a lack of trying. I think it was just a lot of different things, and for some reason just didn't work out right off the bat.
Yeah.
And the last couple of months have been a lot better. Kind of had a little bit know what my role is and know the direction that I need to be going in. And so I don't know what it is. It's hard to tell what the reason is when a guy goes through a slump. And historically, I've been a slower starter, so I don't know if that played into it. There's just a lot of different factors, and just glad that I figured it out, and hopefully I can keep that going.
Torts is not a guy that's regarded for his patience. Were you surprised by the way that he handled things? Were you impressed in any way, or?
I don't know. He's a new coach. I didn't really know a whole lot about him other than what you guys portray out of him.
There's videotape evidence of this.
Yeah, there's a couple instances that are pretty funny, but no, he was very patient. The whole staff was patient. I felt like it was kind of like a younger guy where I needed to earn and gain that trust back from teammates, coach, and staff, and I'm totally fine by that. I think that's the way everybody should do it. You got to earn your ice time. You got to earn that respect from your teammates, and so hopefully I've done that and can keep on building and keep getting better and each and every night.
Yeah.
You mentioned it takes away your forecheck. I would imagine your forecheck has to be really important in
Yeah.
this series.
Yeah, no, I think just me personally, I won't be the first guy in the puck.
I got you.
In that sense, I think for my line mates, hopefully I can put them in a position where they can get the puck back. But as the low guy in the zone, it's hard to get up there in the forecheck and do that. So, that's going to be a huge key to this series. Obviously, is our forechecking, and I think our team is excited about that challenge.
Your last two playoff series, going back to last year and this year, you've won both games on the road in the first two games. Is there anything you can take away from that when you go into every series now if you're starting on the road?
I just think our focus, what we need to do. You come together on the road because it's a hostile environment. The fans are all over you. They're excited, and I think it just allows you to focus in on the little things of the game, and we've been able to dial it in. I think that's been really crucial for our team, and has to continue. This is going to get harder, and we know that. This team's more prepared. They're ready and obviously feeling good about themselves after a big series win. So it's going to be the team that can stay patient, but also execute and get their legs going. That's going to be the one that's successful in this first one.
Is there